Welcome to Legacy Sips and Tips podcast with your geeky host, Lindsay Wheeler, where we talk about everything from death, preparing for your future through estate planning, life, the occasional breakup, entrepreneurship, general nerdery, and of course travel, snowboard, and always wine. Welcome to Legacy Sips and Tips with your host, Lindsay, and this episode we're talking about Thanksgiving. Look at my pumpkin. It's legit. It's so plasticky and I love it. Okay. So on this episode, we're talking about all things Thanksgiving. What are you thankful for? I'm thankful for lots of things, like death. Just kidding. No, I am thankful for death because it's the one guarantee we have and we should always prepare for death. That's just how that rolls, basically. So I'm thankful for that we know we're not going to make it. That's pretty cool to know, right? We don't know when particularly, but we know that it's going to happen so we can actually be prepared for it. It's not like if it's going to happen, it will happen. So it's just a matter of when, but it will happen. So you should be thankful that you know that that's going to happen and you can be prepared for it. You can prepare for your loved ones and making sure that your generational wealth stays where it is by that. So that's something we should all be thankful for. What else am I thankful for? My cats. Where are they? Cruising around. I'm thankful for those little critters. I'm thankful for all animals, really. I'm thankful for my friends. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my friends' family who are like my family. I'm thankful that they're still here, that my people that I like and love are here, and they're just here and they're my people, and I love that. I'm thankful for my lovely boyfriend who is very patient with my ADHD these days and puts up with that. So I'm very thankful for that. Also thankful that we're able to communicate through cool mediums like social media and things like that and keep in touch with people, my friends who are overseas or my stepsister or people who I don't get to see very often. I can still kind of feel like I'm a part of their lives by that. I know we think social media sucks in a lot of ways, but it's also really cool in a lot of ways too. So there are those things that I'm also thankful for. And what else am I ultimately thankful for? You guessed it, wine. Ultimately thankful for wine. Just kidding, I'm not an alcoholic. So Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays, frankly, besides, of course, Halloween, the most favorite of all holidays. I like Thanksgiving. Why? Because Piggy likes to eat. Piggy likes the food. Piggy likes to cook the food sometimes. Like, I don't really like to cook at all, ever, but I enjoy Thanksgiving for some reason, and I apparently make a really nice, good turkey. I know how to brine that bitch. I make it super good. It's not dried out or anything like that, and it is flavorful. My boyfriend likes to make these blue cheese mashed potatoes, which are legit. I like that a lot. And oddly enough, and I hate to say this, I found this random recipe from the Kardashians. Yeah, I think it's Kim Kardashian's or maybe Kylie's sweet potato item. It is delightful. Do they actually probably make that? No, it's probably their chef's recipe, and I don't care because it is delightful. And they posted it one year, and I was like, I'm going to try to make that. Yeah, on point, legit, wonderful. It's kind of the one day that we all get together. We get to kind of like be indulgent and have fun and have family time and have good foods and just, embrace each other and be thankful that we're all around. So I really do like that. My traditions is I used to go to Barbara's house for Thanksgiving when I was younger. And then later, I'd go to my friend Lori's house, who you saw on the podcast. She's wonderful. Her family's wonderful. They're basically my family because my parents were usually working in the casinos. So they were always working that day. So I would go to their house for Thanksgiving. And it's just continued on until our adulthood with our children's, and now that they're adults, and it'll probably continue with their children, going to the family home for Thanksgiving. So I'm very thankful for that, and thankful for this year that we get to enjoy that family time together with them and hang out and just relax, basically. Also, it's fun, Thanksgiving games on, so they like to watch the football. That's always fun. Football's not my sport, but I enjoy it, in that kind of context where everybody just hangs out and talks and watches a game. We also play fun games, like family games. Those are always fun for me. I love board games. I love tabletop games. We play some fun card games with each other, with the family, and it's just a really nice time just to relax. There's no pressure. There's nothing going on. Nobody needs to be doing this or that or whatever it is or planning. It's just we have nice food, we get together, we hang out. So it's a really nice family time with friends. I know a lot of times people do Friends Thanksgiving, like Friendsgiving or whatever it is. That's also a cool holiday tradition a lot of people have, where all the friends get together and have a nice, meal time together and bring their specialty dishes that they like or their favorite stuff, and everybody gets to share in that and just, again, hang out with everybody. It's a really nice time. Historically, Thanksgiving is not the best holiday, if you will. I know we think of that, it's like the Indians came and they loved us and they wanted us to have their bounty of food, and that's not reality. So don't let those whitewash textbooks tell you different, everyone. It's not a happy holiday for a lot of people. Also, it might be a stressful holiday for people. Maybe people are stressed out about having their family over. Maybe it's a difficult time of year. Maybe people have lost people or lost loved ones, and that's a difficult thing to transition to, not having those people around for these family times. Maybe you just plain hate your family. That's another thing. Maybe you dread this holiday because you don't want to have to feel like you're obligated to go to your family's home, uncle's house, whatever it is, your auntie's, maybe your parents, your grandparents, and you just hate it. You just loathe it, and it's not a fun time for you. So there are two sides for it of everything, of course. So you may just hate that holiday and do something else or do nothing, which is also fine. You do you, what makes you feel good. And if your family sucks, even though they're your family and you feel like you might be obligated to do it, you don't have to. Always keep that in mind. There is no obligation that you have to surround yourself with crappy people. So that's always a nice, public service announcement for everybody, that I know people feel like they're obligated because, oh, they're my family and I have to go there. If they're shitty people, don't go there. Don't go there. Go where you feel happy and loved and accepted and wanted or whatever it is, So always keep that in mind. Yeah. Other than that, what are your favorite holiday foods for Thanksgiving? Do you guys have like special traditions? My dad's vegetarian, so of course we didn't have a turkey because no, we don't do that. What are kind of fun alternatives you've had? I've done some Thanksgivings when I was younger with my dad's friends who are also vegetarian, and they have made the most amazing food. Like a tofurkey. I know people think that that's so weird, but actually they're pretty good. They made one year, his friends made, I don't even know, it was like some nut loaf or something, and it was delightful. It was super good. And have little sauce items with it and cool vegetables, and those dishes that don't contain meat items were always super fun. My friend, is a vegetarian as well, and I like to see what she cooks up. That's always kind of cool. Just those kind of alternative things. Maybe some people cook spaghetti for Thanksgiving dinner and they don't even do the whole tradition thing at all. Who knows? That's kind of fun. Yeah, so what are your guys' kind of traditions with that? I would be super curious about what other people do or what other cultures who celebrate Thanksgiving now because maybe they've come here long enough and they've embraced that or kind of have done a hybrid with it or whatever. So I'd be curious to know that stuff. That's always cool to me. My favorite things are the traditional things. Of course, my Irishness, we love a potato item. Put any potato item in front of me, I'm a happy camper. I don't care what it is. Boil, mash them, put them in a stew. Correct. I like the turkey. I like prime rib. I like ham. I like vegetarian items. Pretty much, I like to eat. So whatever you put in front of me, unless it's cucumber, I'm probably gonna get down on it. This is how we roll. I like food. I also like how it brings people together, which is kind of fun too. What kind of appetizers do you like? What's your favorite appetizer? Mine, of course, are deviled eggs because they're the devil. Just kidding. What's that thing where it's like the devil whispered in your ear and you said back, I love your eggs. Yeah, that's kind of fun. What other cool stuff do you guys like? I like the, appetizers that you get, some chip and dip, maybe the deviled eggs, maybe some cheese platter, maybe you got a little charcuterie plate going on. What other kind of stuff do you do? Do you drink wine? Do you drink champagne? Do you drink apple cider? Do you drink regular ciders, alcoholic ciders, milk, water? I don't know. What kind of fun drinks do you come up with? Or maybe your family comes up with a special drink every year? That would be a cool tradition too, like the Thanksgiving drink, if you will. So let me know what you guys do because that's fun. It's fun stuff. It's a fun holiday. It doesn't have to necessarily be stuffy or overwhelming. It could be whatever, like you have a go spaghetti feed. Or sometimes here where we're at, we have casinos and they cook amazing Thanksgiving dinners for people. So that's nice. So maybe you aren't very skilled at cooking. Maybe it's difficult for you to cook and you still want to experience that with loved ones. You can hop on down to the old casino and get a nice, Thanksgiving buffet, which they really kind of go above and beyond for people, especially older people. Sometimes they don't want to go to that hassle or that difficulty of doing a full meal for people, and it's nice to just take, your elderly folk down to a nice little Thanksgiving buffet and still spend time with them. So think about that, and think about people who maybe are alone that you can invite to your house. Maybe there's school kids who are on vacation, from their parents because they're across the country going to college or going to school and they're not able to get back home or whatever. It's always nice to include other people in your community who may not have that family relation. Maybe they hate their family. Maybe they don't have family anymore. Maybe it's a difficult time for them. And it's a nice thing to bring people together that they can just relax and have a nice meal. So always alternatives to everything. So today on our wine talk is Trader Joe's. So don't think that this is a low ticket item, if you will, because it has a Trader Joe's label on it. This is actually a $70 to $80 bottle of Napa Yountville Cab. Yeah, bro. Yountville Napa Cab. This is, you put any other label on this, you're going to looking at $90, $100, $120 for this bottle. But because it's Trader Joe's, they got a good deal on this from a winery. They wanted to kind of maybe offload their excess or whatever. Beautiful wine that they didn't have any room to sell. And Trader Joe's bought it, so you can get a little bit of a discount on it. It's still a super nice bottle. Don't discount this. Don't discount the Costco brands or the Trader Joe's. They keep quality in their wines. So this is a super nice bottle. It looks bizarre. You know, you're like, oh, Trader Joe's Cab, cool. What's that, $5? No, this is a specific lot even. It's a 2023 115 lot from Yountville Cab. It's their Platinum Reserve from Trader Joe's. So, and this is bottled by a company in Sebastopol, so Sonoma area. Super good. Don't discount this. Don't go. You don't need to always get the fancy labels. You know, you can always just throw this in a decanter too, and nobody's going to be any of the wiser, even on the lower price points. So if you need to impress people for your family dinner, throw it in a decanter. Nobody knows. Yeah, you could tell them whatever it is, but it's a Petrus right there in that decanter. Yeah, no, nobody will believe that. But, you know, there's options. Always options, price points. You don't need to impress people, especially Thanksgiving. They'll probably just be happy you got alcohol. Just kidding. So if Trader Joe's would like to sponsor me, God, I would love that sponsorship. That would be amazing. There are all sorts of stuff at Trader Joe's that I like, particularly their Platinum Reserve wines from Yountville. So another cool thing about Thanksgiving is that you do have your family all together. Everybody's gathered around. You're, relaxed. You're hanging out. This is the perfect opportunity to talk about estate planning and death. Not death so much, but estate planning. And you can ease into it. You don't need to be like blunt like me and being like, bro, you're going to die. What you got going on? Hey, dad. Hey, you got that handled? No, you can be like, hey, I saw this really weird article the other day about, cremation or composting. How bizarre is that? What do you guys think about that? What do you have in place? There are different ways to broach these subjects. Or, hey, I saw this crazy article about the gray wave or whatever it's called, that all the boomers are coming and they're going to be retiring. Do you have anything in place? You know, that's an interesting conversation there. They talked about there won't be enough attorneys or practitioners to serve this gray wave because there are going to be so many people oftentimes dying without estate plans, and so they're going to have to go through probate. So the courts are looking at this, the practitioners are looking at this, that there's going to be an overwhelming amount of people having to go through this crappy process. So that $2 billion industry a year, $2 billion with a B, which 90% of that's going to attorney's fees, is probably going to increase maybe double, triple, who knows, in the next 10 to 15 years because of that gray wave. So that's an interesting stat that you can talk to people and your loved ones about, like, whoa, do you guys think about this? Because most of you guys probably have boomer parents and being like, this is a crazy statistic. Have you guys thought about this? Do you guys have anything in place? You know, you don't have to know specifics. You don't have to know that they're not going to leave you anything, but just let them know that, hey, do you want all of your assets going through probate for a year? Do you want us to have to deal with that? We want to know your wishes. We want to honor your wishes, and this is the best way to do it. Hey, we've got this person that you can talk to, or whatever it is. Or, hey, my friend's parents got this done. Have you guys considered that? That's a cool thing. Or, hey, my friend just went through this horrible process because they didn't have anything in place. Man, I don't ever want to have to go through that. You guys don't want me to go through that either, right? So there's different ways that you can talk about these things with your loved ones during this time of the holidays, that everybody's there, they've had this great meal, they've, gourded themselves, they're all fat and greasy and relaxed, and then you can just, talk about death afterwards. Just kidding. But no, it's a good way to talk about that of, around the dinner table, what are you thankful for? Oh, my friend was so thankful that this got done for them. You can talk about things like that. So you can make it funny, you can make it light, you can make it dark, you can make it heavy, you can make whatever you want, but there are ways that you can talk about it. So if you want some ideas about that, let me know. I can definitely give you some ideas about how to broach this kind of difficult subject with people. Even when people who are maybe your loved ones are very private people and they don't want you to know that. You can be like, no, I don't need to know any of that. I just want to make sure that you have this in place. I can help facilitate to that, and I don't have to know anything. And in fact, you can get a legacy vault and have it all online, and we don't see anything until the day that you're not able to manage things or you're not with us. And here we have the ability to do that for you. They can keep it in a sock drawer with the login, whatever it is. Upon death, login here, whatever it is. Just making it easy for loved ones. So there are lots of different ways that people can still keep this private. They can still keep it their own. They don't have to tell anybody else anything, but just get it in place. So lots of ways to discuss that at your family dinner. And again, if you have ideas or you need some prompts to help that get going, let me know, and I'm more than happy to get that facilitated for you guys. So that's it for this episode. I hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I know I am. I'm very excited. It's going to be a family at my friend's house, and her dad is not doing so well, so this is going to be a special Thanksgiving for us. So thankful I'm able to go and experience that with them. So, of course, when you think of death, think of me. Thank you for listening to this podcast. If you found value, please like, subscribe, and share. And be sure to follow me on all the socials at Sips and Tips with Lindsay. And of course, you can always go to my website, sipsandtipswithlindsay.com, to find more information about estate planning, business, snowboard, travel, and of course, wine. As always, we have to get the legal stuff out of the way. I went to law school, so you don't have to. However, we have to read the special disclaimer that I am not a practicing attorney. I am not your attorney. I am not offering any legal advice in any content or any episode. All content is for your information and educational purposes only. It is not a substitute for seeking your own legal advice from your own attorney or other professionals such as a CPA or financial advisor. I cannot give legal advice and do not offer any legal services or legal advice, but I do offer some fun and educational content for you to enjoy.